What is fast fashion? Basically, fast fashion is when companies take expensive, popular versions of clothes and try and remake them for as cheap as possible and as fast as possible. But how are companies able to do this? A lot of companies outsource to developing countries and take advantage of their workers by making them work in dangerous factories, by making them work long hours with no breaks, and not paying them minimum wage. How are these companies getting away with this? Here in America, we have a lot of laws and regulations for workers' rights and what you can and can't do. So that decreases the amount of sweatshops and companies taking advantage of their workers. But in developing countries, they don't have the same laws as us. And even if they do have some laws, they're pretty lax. The word minimum wage is a big loophole that a lot of companies use. Our minimum wage is the lowest a person can be paid. And that's what minimum wage means everywhere. But each country just has different laws and regulations about their minimum wage. The minimum wage is just made to get you by. So you can only pay rent, buy food, water, all the necessities. In other countries though, the minimum wage is much lower. Some countries don't even have minimum wage. When these companies boast about paying their employees minimum wage, their consumers believe that they're paying them the American minimum wage. But that's not true. They're deceiving their customers and making them think that their workers are so getting compensated for their work, when in reality, they're being paid extremely little. I learned how to sew for my passion project, and it was a struggle.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah. You don't have to push it, let the machine do that, but you're just guiding it to where you like where it's going with the pin.
It was a struggle. I have found a new appreciation for textile workers. I had 8 hours of sleep. I was in an air-conditioned house. I was comfortable, and I was struggling to make minor alterations on a shirt. I can't imagine these women working 16-hour days, no breaks, 7 days a week, in probably not air-conditioned, dangerous factories. These companies are taking advantage of these women, these textile workers. This can cause a lot of injuries. It can also lead to long-term injuries like arthritis. Injuries isn't even the worst thing that has happened. On April 24th, 2013, the Rana Plaza incident occurred. 1,132 people died and over 2,500 people got injured. This huge factory that held a lot of different companies was inspected, and the inspectors found cracks in its foundation, cracks throughout the building, and they said this is not a safe work environment. You guys can't work here anymore. They put, caution tape up and things like that. Nobody was supposed to enter that building. Unfortunately, the managers, the people in charge of all the different factory workers, said that they would withhold these people's paycheck unless they came to work, even though this factory was deemed extremely dangerous. Everyone went to work because nobody could sacrifice their paycheck. They all had loved ones to think about. They had to go work. Unfortunately, the building collapsed. Had these companies not been so greedy and not taking advantage of their workers, all of these people's lives could have been saved and no one had to go through such a tragedy. This is the type of thing that fast fashion does. It can not only hurt them by giving them minor injuries and causing, sleep deprivation and exhaustion from working so long without a break. It can lead to way more serious injuries and death.